If you wish you had been one of the extremely rare babies born with superpowers on a faithful night and taken under the protection of an eccentric billionaire called Sir Reginald Hargreeves, no doubt you're on our team. Not only that, but we also have great news for you. The Umbrella Academy will be back in 2022 to regale us with the tales of the most dysfunctional superhero family this side of the Watchmen. The show's creators have also officially announced that the third installment of the show will consist of 10 episodes set in the Hotel Oblivion. It's wonderful news, especially considering that the last season was released in July 2020 and that the series left us staring at the screen in a surprising cliffhanger. In case you don't remember, the gang just barely avoided getting killed by using a nifty trick called reversing time, but they ended up in an altered 2019 in which Hargreeves has founded a different school called the Sparrow Academy. You can imagine how excited we are that our anti-heroes are coming back, even if we can only see them in an alternate timeline. And speaking of seeing other worlds, there are few characters we love more than the Umbrella Academy's resident medium, number 4, aka Klaus Hargreeves, portrayed by Irish actor Robert Sheehan. His constant drinking and witty repartee can barely hide the fact that he's one of the most tormented members of the pack. Unsurprisingly, Sheehan's charm has also turned him into an absolute fan favorite, as well as an LGBT icon in the superhero world. And just like there's much more to Klaus than meets the eye, there's a lot more about Sheehan's life that may surprise you. If you want to know what the performer of the flamboyant drug and alcohol addict that communicates with the dead is made of, keep watching to find out 5 things you probably didn't know about Robert Sheehan. And remember, if you like our content, make sure you click on the like and subscribe buttons to show your support. Also, remember to hit the bell icon as well. You'll get a notification every time there's a new video available on our channel. We've got way more The Umbrella Academy content coming, and you just don't want to miss it. Number 5. Footloose on spoons. He owes his acting career to his mom. Despite becoming a household name all over the world as part of a dysfunctional on-screen family, in real life it's all domestic bliss for Robert. Born in 1988 to housewife Maria and Irish Garda policeman Joe Sheehan. In fact, it seems we wouldn't have the Klaus Hargreeves we all know and adore if it weren't for the artist's mother. No, we're not talking about the miracle of life. We mean Robert probably wouldn't have started or achieved an acting career if it hadn't been for his mom's support. When Robert was little, he showed a lot of musical talent, which led him to learn several instruments like the banjo, the bodhrán, a traditional Irish drum, and the spoons. Yes, you heard that right. Sheehan has described his younger self as footloose with spoons, an update of the 80s classic we wouldn't mind watching. After showing off his absolute mastery of musical cutlery items, Robert participated in a school production of Oliver with a Twist, playing the titular character. He soon caught the acting bug, but it was Maria Sheehan that was most impressed by wee Bobby's talents. She was so convinced that her son had it in him that she took him to Dublin to an open audition for a 2003 drama, Song for a Raggy Boy. Sheehan won his first part. That led him to be continually booked in movies and TV series, including Love, Hate, and Misfits. Despite his success, Sheehan was completely confident about his acting career. Just in case, he decided to study film and television at the Galway Mayo Institute of Technology. However, he missed several months because of his main role in the 2008 Irish family production Summer of the Flying Saucer, and he subsequently failed his first-year exams, deciding not to attempt the repeats. It was clear that destiny had other plans for Robert. Instead of studying film and television, he would soon be a star in both. Number 4. He's outspoken about his character's sexuality and his own. Although the original Klaus Hargreeves from the comic books was interested in women, the Netflix version of the Umbrella Academy has become widely popular thanks in no small part to Klaus's status as an LGBT icon. Sheehan himself is all for LGBT representation in media, and he's more than happy that his character on the show has become so popular, even if an addict like number 4 is maybe not the best role model. Don't do drugs, kids. However, there is one small caveat in Sheehan's opinion. From the beginning of the show, he was adamant on not letting people label Klaus as the gay character. He has confessed that sometimes homosexual figures on film and TV are reduced to their sexual orientation, and he is completely opposed to oversimplifying them just because they're queer. He'd rather consider Klaus a character who isn't bound by societal norms about sex and gender than somebody defined by his sexuality. Sounds reasonable if you ask us. Of course, that doesn't mean Sheehan is ashamed of playing a pansexual character on TV. He has even been forthright enough to discuss his own sexual orientation. When prompted about his personal tendencies, he replied that it would be irresponsible for him not to question his own sexuality. He revealed that, when he was younger, he had a couple of experiences with men, to experiment and find out if he was indeed attracted to his same gender. However, he concluded that he was straight, which is probably bad news for more than a few fans who fantasized about being Dave to Robert's Klaus. Number 3. The Mummy. He had an exceptional love bond with his ex. Now that you know Sheehan is much more of a ladies' man than his character on The Umbrella Academy, it won't be surprising to hear that his former girlfriend was as phenomenally good-looking as he is himself. Reportedly single since their split up in 2018, Robert dated Algerian-French actress, model, dancer Sofia Boutella for 4 years. If you're a film buff, you'll recognize her from movies like the horror fantasy action movie The Mummy, the Charlize Theron vehicle Atomic Blonde, or the seizure-inducing Gaspar Noé film Climax, in which she used both her dancing and acting skills. Unsurprisingly, Robert and Sophia met on the set of a film. They fell in love in March 2014 while shooting Jet Trash. Sheehan himself described meeting Boutella as a daydream, though later they realized their schedules were conflicting and that it would be hard to maintain the relationship. Nevertheless, they managed to overcome all the obstacles of their busy schedules and stayed together. It was in October 2018 when Robert Sheehan announced in Hot Press magazine that he and Sophia had called it quits. Although he didn't explain the specific reason behind their breakup, he did admit that the long distance between them had put a strain on their intimacy as a couple. In any case, they remain on good terms, and Robert says they still acknowledge how much they love each other. If only we all got along with our exes that well. Number 2. A question of pinching. He does not believe in ghosts. Robert Sheehan seems to have carved out a successful career by playing people who can communicate with the dearly departed. Of course, here we're talking about his Klaus character, but that's not the only example in his filmography. In one of his latest roles, the drama The Messenger, Sheehan was cast as Jack, a man who hears the world of the dead who haunt him in his everyday life. Despite his outstanding resume as a fictional medium, Robert himself isn't quite such a firm believer in ghosts and other paranormal phenomenon. In fact, he's a bit of a skeptic, and he's not even convinced that there is an afterlife. He has admitted that some strange things have happened to him, but he has never attributed them to special interventions. To him, the only way he should believe in ghosts is if one strolled up to him and pinched him on the nipple. Sounds like the perfect mix of the scientific process and Klaus Hargreeves' frisky antics. Number 1. No abuse. He has given up drinking. Caffeinated coffee. Sheehan's role as a hedonistic partygoer in the Umbrella family has probably forced him to come to terms with his own real-life addictions. Thankfully, he's not on such close terms with harder drugs, but he has quit one of his favorite substances, coffee. To be more specific, he has given up regular coffee and now only has it decaf with soy or almond milk. The decision was prompted by a spur-of-the-moment challenge. He just thought of giving up caffeine for a week, but he kept going because he found out the change meant he didn't have to go to the bathroom that often. His wording was a bit more explicit, but you get what we mean. Even if quitting caffeine sounds like a typical lifestyle change of an actor who's just moved to California, it's not the case for Robert. Although he loves LA and finds it a vibrant city full of creativity, he still misses Ireland and returns to his home country every other month. As for his health choices, it seems the sunny El Dorado state hasn't modified his beloved down-to-earth personality. When he was asked directly whether he had also quit booze, he replied with a very brief, "No way." A true mark of an Irishman. Well, that's our video on superhero, medium, and queer icon Klaus Hargreeves, aka number 4, aka Robert Sheehan. Do you feel there's something important missing? Don't keep it to yourself, we want to learn it. Go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section below. And remember, you can show your support for this channel by clicking on the like and subscribe buttons. Don't forget to hit the bell icon too. If you do, you'll get a notification every time there's new content available. Thanks for watching, and see you soon!